Hi, this is LaDell Elliott with ECS Martial Arts. This is a good friend of mine, one of the instructors here at the Academy, Jared Brown. We're going to be talking about some JKD combinations with our hands, going into some different boxing combinations using the Chinese influence that Bruce Lee brought. So let's take a look at some things. The first one is we're going to talk about the straight lead or the straight punch. So if Jared he's going to get into a fighting stance with me, and we're just going to go here. There's several different straight leads. If you look at the straight punch online, different people have different variations of it. There's like a kind of a short, rapid one in here. There's a teardrop where I snap it back. There's one where it comes up and down. One of the ones that we like to use is more of a straight where I really enter and I drive with it. So if I'm back here and I enter, this might go to the body, or if I enter, this might shoot past the head, and it's really kind of a driving motion. One of the things that one of my instructors, Sifu LaDell, used to do to me was he would hit hard with the straight punch and then he'd follow with the overhand to the body. The straight also goes into some trapping combinations. For instance, if Jared gives me a straight type of punch with the lead hand, this could be a jab, straight punch, anything like that. He comes here, I can go over the top, I can split entry, I can go over the top with a Pak style punch, but one of the things that I like to do is when that punch comes is I go to the body with it. You can even use this in boxing. He throws, bang, that's a quick little shot to the body there. And if you get into some old school looking boxing, once I hit there, I go back to there and go back to there. So it's a really good body shot there, just leading in with the straight lead. So again, this shot comes, you're hawking or parrying, moving this, and you're entering at the same time, hitting that body. If he throws the cross, same thing, I come here and I'm going straight in there to the body. Of course, if he retracts his hand, when I go here, bang, there's the hook. He can also go off of the left lead. So if he's facing me in a left lead shot, he's working that jab at me, he's working that jab. Now I enter, go to the body again. There's the shot to the back, boom, step over the top. There's all sorts of things that you can do with it. We also like to flow the straight punch off into the back fist. So a lot of times if I go here, he goes with that straight lead again, I go back to the body, so there's the shot. If he begins to retract from me, he begins to move from me, over the top is the back fist. So one more time, we'll kind of do that a little bit quicker. So bang, there's the shot, I move with it. Same thing on this side. When this goes here, he moves. Pack, there's the entry. Go back a little bit faster. So bang, and I hits, bang, I enter, catch, move in with the back fist. It also can set up into your legs. So as soon as I hit, there's the back fist, he moves, bang, it takes me right into the kicking range. If you begin to work this can get your transitions from outside range, getting into the punching range where we use a lot of our trapping. If you remember our last video, we talked about that there's not really per se a trapping range, but there's a punching range, and inside the punching range we use trapping. If you watch the video where we were kind of light sparring around, which we're gonna make another one, and that way we're gonna put the kicks in it and all that so you can see the whole kind of dynamic that we use when we use the JKD in our trapping against boxing and kickboxing. On this particular one, when we get into the trapping range here, so I might go, he throws the punch, I go underneath. Now when I come over the top, this is where you can work your traditional trapping or the trapping sets. So this is over, he gives me a block. Now there's my lop sound back to the pocket. So one more time, so this would be 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4. From here, this could be 1 and then 2 and then that blocks and then that comes inside here like that. All of this, you can work from looking for these open lines and throwing these punches in here so you can make it really dynamic. So if I go 1 to 2, and that's just an open line right there, I don't need to trap that. Once I hit that bang, there's the shot. So if I hit bang, there's the shot. If I go 1 there, there's the shot. Or once that, see, there's the shot. So you can begin to make this kind of more live with the boxing. So this is 1, that's 2, hit the shot, bang, that's over there, that's 3. You see, you're just kind of working. You can also really put this with your boxing combinations. You can go here instead of going cross or overhand hook, overhand. You can throw a rear straight, lead hook, and then the rear straight. You can go, instead of the jab, cross, hook, you can go the straight punch and then the cross and then the hook. All of these things are interchangeable. The thing that I like about the straight punch, if all you're doing is throwing a jab, you're really missing out on some angles. So if all I'm doing is this right here and I'm kind of supplementing my jab for my straight punch, you're really missing kind of some of the boat and some of the best things that JKD has to offer. Bruce Lee was a master of that straight lead. He was a master of you know, that fencing type footwork to get in, that human fencing that I can work. So sometimes I can work my jab and then I can change my angle and then go with the straight. You can even use the straight, if we can turn this way. I can even use the straight, like for instance, uppercuts and things. So if I have this kind of opening here, see that straight right there? Or that comes up right in there, that straight punch, it goes just real quick. So you guys should look at that in your training. Start putting that straight punch back in there. Start working it. You kind of have two sides of the coin. You have one side that says, that's basically, it's all about straight punches, and then you have the other side that really doesn't do straight punches very much, but really it's a blend, and it should be there, and it should be used not just in the per se for trapping, but it should be there in your boxing, and you should be working it. As a matter of fact, you know, Sifu LaDell Elliott talked about that the old school boxers used to box all vertical fists and things, and I think that's super important to get back into throwing those straight punches, putting it in your sets, putting it in your JKD sets, putting it in your trapping sets, but most of all putting it in your boxing, changing the angles a little bit on your punching. Look at it, you'll see how it'll start opening up new avenues for you in your sparring and stuff. Hey, listen, do me a favor, like it if you like it. Subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions or anything like that, we're kind of new at the video thing, so we're working on building this thing and building and making good quality videos for you, answering some questions that hopefully are not just the same old routine questions out there. So give us some ideas, drop a comment below, and thanks again.